Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is the paid request, this time for Edward. Thank you so much for that, and for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, reviews, commentaries, reactions, topics, rankings, lists, whatever it may be. Pretty much anything, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this time Edward just wanted one episode reviewed of South Park, this time Season 9, Episode 10. And like I said before, Season 9 was being a bit wonky at first, but there's been a couple decent episodes. And this is another one of them, where it takes a look at gay marriage and gay rights, and also, but does it in its silly South Park way, but actually makes it a bit more interesting when you look even a teeny deeper into it. Start with Mr. Garrison. This is the time where Mr. Garrison had turned into a woman, trans, whatever you want to put it. And to learn about parenting is the teachings of this day to these kids. And it's one of those things that they give. They partner up the kids, give you an age, this amount of time you got to take care of it. If it's broken, you fail, you got to treat it like it's your kid. So Kyle disappeared with Wendy, and Stan doesn't like that because even though Wendy dumped him, he still has affections for Wendy. Says Stan's with this lady, Baby. Meanwhile, Mr. Garrison misses his hubby, Mr. Slave, goes to see him, but Mr. Slave is going to get married to Big Gael, who pops up again, who's in one of the early episodes of the show. And Mr. Garrison doesn't like that, so he's trying to stop gay marriage. And the fact that this is a person who's gay, who became a woman, and then yet he's using all these derogatory terms for homosexuals, kind of shows that this person maybe is such a self-hating individual that, and for what I understand, that is a lot of things that happen in the community, is that there's a lot that, not all, but a lot who do self-hate, which is too bad. You know, it's a sad thing. But they're doing it in kind of like a, funnier way. Or funny way. Meanwhile, Stan is jealous that Kyle's hanging around Wendy and gets pissed. Even told him on the phone, well, I don't like your stupid hat. So it's kind of fun to see Stan and Kyle. Like, Kyle doesn't know what's going on, and Stan, because it's typical to have, like, them mad at Cartman, or they mess over Butters. But to have, Stan and Kyle, that makes it, a little bit more interesting. It's happened before, but not as much. Usually it's, Cartman doing this. Sadly, no Butters in this, which is too bad. I think that's a shame. It's always a shame when you don't have Butters in the episode. They go into the thing with the kids, kind of acting like adults, where babies, like, you gotta take care of this aid, I've been taking care all day, and Stan's like, well, baby, I didn't want to have an aid with you, baby. And, they're acting like, fucked up parents. Well, listen, this is your responsibility too, Stan. You have to take care of it too. One thing leads to another, and Mr. Garrison tries to come up with a plan to stop same-sex marriage being passed in the state. So then he goes, well, I have these kids. I don't pair Stan and Kyle together. You have an aid, and when it gets broken, see, these two are guys that they try to take care of this kid and aid, and they couldn't do it, so now that means same-sex marriage should be not passed. I guess you just take that leap with South Park, because let's be honest, everybody in South Park is stupid. And I would say this is kind of a pretty decent episode for the Mr. Garrison character. Really shows what of two minds this Garrison character has. Like when they get the aid, Mr. Garrison like, look at the aid, it has two daddies. Let's look at the freak aid. Let's look at the freak aid. I thought the performance on the voice was actually pretty funny for the character in this episode. Again, nothing really done with Butters, nothing really done with Kenny. They said Kenny Kenny seems like a very forgotten character. What, he lit something on fire in an episode or two ago. But yeah, that character's been like, once I said before, once they stopped killing him every week, they like did nothing with that character. Maybe they do later on, but here it's like, nah. And even Cartman's not even in that in the episode a lot. So it does have some things where you don't have like Butters, you don't have a lot of Cartman. Cartman really has one scene, which I will say it was probably I thought the funniest scene in the episode. So there is that, where Cartman comes in and goes, "I brought the aid, and you know she shouldn't be punished, but hey, if she gets an A and I get an F, would you like to C minus, huh?" And Mr. Deere's like, no, this can't be it. You know what? I'll make you new aid. You take it. Mr. Dearson, this is nice you ever been to me. Yeah, I know. It's nothing, Cartman. And the way Cartman's almost sincere, like, what do you want? Like, he's just so shocked and stunned by this. He's sincere but serious. What do you want? And just how Garrison just scares the shit out of Cartman and intimidates him. Just take the aid and get out of here. Like, the way that scene played off, I thought was rather funny. And if I hadn't seen that before on the show, with how those two characters interacted, the way Cartman behaved, and it made things seem a bit fresh and different and unique. So I thought that was a fun bit. Long story short, Garrison hires an assassin, thinks he shot the aide, but when Stan and Kyle make up, Kyle had the real aide. They go to the meeting. Garrison finds out that the aide is still there, and the assassin like blows up like half the crowd trying to get it, so it becomes like an action bit where these two kids get there, and they finally get the aide. I do like the fact that, good job kids, you guys helped gay marriage, and the kids are confused. They're like, what are you talking about? Gay marriage? What? We have this aide. I like the fact that the kids have no idea what's going on. They have no idea what happened. They're out of the loop. Just something about that. Again, I don't know if it's a sense of innocence on these kids or just the way these kids were used to. Which, to be honest, sadly happens a lot where they get used for agendas or whatever you want to talk about it. And I wouldn't say it was one of my favorite episodes of the season, because like I said, when you don't have a lot of usage of Cartman, you have no usage of Butters and stuff, you know, the other characters just not as interesting as them. But I thought, again, the friction between Stan and Kyle, the nice little standout scene by Cartman with Garrison, trying to have a little bit of thing to say about I don't know, almost like the hypocrisy of Garrison, like wanting to stop gay marriage, but yet, well, look at who you are. Maybe they could have honed in on that, even more of that hypocrisy that Garrison has, and is seeping out of his pores. Maybe that's something that could have been driven a bit more, dug in more like an Alabama tick. But it was a decent enough episode. I liked it for what it was. You know, Stan still having a thing for Wendy, but then at the end tells her, "Oh, I don't care about you." It's like, this guy definitely has some issues. Almost like schizophrenic when it comes to the Wendy character. But yeah, I mean, it's sad. You know, you don't have Chef, you don't have Butters, you don't have Cartman. You know, some of the nice bits. It's too bad, and yeah, so that makes it. But it's still a pretty decent episode for the reasons I said. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.